Hello, Alfonso.
Hey, darling.
So nice to have you. So,
Thank you.
this is the purpose of our meeting today, and thank you for joining me. Is you as someone who is representing, I would say, influencer scene in Norway, in Oslo, and being so upcoming and everywhere, traveling. Where you just been? Tell me.
I just came back. I think I came back 2 days ago, like 1 day ago, something like that. Like days are just passing by. I just came back from Copenhagen from Fashion Week, and then I had photo shoots in Stockholm. So I also did that. Been away for almost 2.5 weeks, something. So pretty much tired.
Tired and in fashion.
You have to be one. That is a lifestyle. It's nothing I can escape from.
So what I would love to find out, as I'm building my luxury brand Serena, and there are so many aspects of fashion that you need to know and understand, and I'm seeing you as someone who's been doing it for some time. You're my influencer expert, male influencer expert, in a female-dominated world.
Yes.
So tell me, how did you start your journey with fashion?
Fashion. I think fashion has always been a part of me. I was actually talking about this with a couple of friends not so long ago about how I started, because it's actually I think my fashion journey started with just trying to fit in, basically, and it started when I moved here, because also fashion is a part of my culture, being from Congo. So we are pretty fashionable. We have something called la sapeur or sapologie. It's French for sapeurs, like people that know how to dress.
I
and
actually
that is,
know about that.
Yeah, that is a religion of where I'm from. But when I came to Norway, I was 9 years old, just trying to fit in. My parents didn't have the best economy, so all I wanted was just to make the best out of what I had, and I think that is how it eventually started. Just buying some pieces, trying to style them so that I can fit in this expensive society. Wow.
Did you feel trying to express your style and experimenting, you must have felt very well, it's either confident or bold to be different?
A bit of both, yes. It didn't start out quite confident because I was pretty insecure growing up, being different, let me say that, because as a normal teenager, as a normal young boy growing up, I wanted people to look at me and say that, maybe he's beautiful. He is also beautiful. But while expressing myself, it started more and more to become about me and my style, and less about what the society was trying to put upon me, and I think that was quite a transition, because I remember when I eventually started Instagramming, and that is when I just, for the first time, just told myself that, this is something I'm really good at. Like, I really like this, I really enjoy it, and I'm good at it. So like, why not just keep going? And I've just kept on going since.
Is the account we see today, is that your first Instagram account that you started?
No, it's not. I actually have one more account, but nobody follows me on that. It's quite private, but it's kind of my memory lane from where I started fashionably, and also my school days. But this account that I have is actually my best friend that started it. His name is Fabrice, shout out. I love him to death. So he was the one that actually kind of recognized that I was quite good at dressing myself. So it kind of started taking pictures of me, introduced me to like this internet world, like, that you can have followers on your Instagram, you know that people can look at you, you know that you can go viral, you know. So
Yeah.
everything like that. He was the one that created the account, and when I started gaining some following, he eventually gave me the account.
Okay.
Yes.
So he was managing.
He was the one
control.
managing and controlling everything, every aspect of it. So.
When did you realize, or what was the moment that made you feel, you know what, it's kind of real? It's like I can maybe call myself now. Not even you call yourself, but you feel that I am an influencer.
I kind of started to go into the industry in 2018 when I moved to Oslo. But it was quite hard for me because I'm quite harsh with my opinion, and especially towards myself, and it's not a bad thing for me. But I wasn't really making money out of it. I was just doing it for fun, and it's really hard for me to just call myself a model or an influencer when I'm not really doing anything with it. So I think that I finally started kind of realizing that, oh, this is something that I actually can keep on doing forward in my life and not just something I do for fun. I think that was in 2020 when Corona kind of came in. Yeah, so Corona for me was career-wise very nice, actually.
Okay.
To be honest.
So when was what was the first job or like paid promotion you had?
Ooh.
That you like, you know what, it's not only theory, I'm getting followers, and now I'm able to, I understand how I can monetize.
That is a really good question. What was the first paid? I think what was the first paid job? Wow. I think the first one, the only one that I really can remember, it's Gant. I think that is my first really big name, and but I also had Carlings, which is based here in Norway.
What did you have to do for Gant?
For Gant, I had to go in, pick on some clothes, and just style them for my Instagram and show people how. I think this is one of the pants. If I don't, maybe it's not. But I went into the store. I got to pick up some items where I could style whatever I wanted for a budget, and it was quite a large budget as well. And I remember loving guns growing up, so I went into the store, styled some pieces, and then that was the job. Easy, and I loved it, every single moment of it. So I started quite big when it first started.
Okay, and if we touch upon gender fluidity, fashion trends, and for me, you are the first male model that we had showing off Serena bag in I think in Paris. It was, yeah. And so tell me how for you. I mean, do you often pick and choose female fashion trends, and what does it mean for you being so bold, maybe, to go and, you know what, I can mix and match?
I don't see it as bold, because we're quite lucky living in Norway, where it's not that harsh when it comes to genders and strict genders. But for me, I think it's just the way I got brought up. I used to steal a lot of clothes from my siblings, and I have quite many female siblings or sisters, as you might call them. So growing up with them, it was quite easy for me to just do whatever. And in this female-dominated fashion world, it's let's just call it for what it is. You have more choices out of female clothes than you have for male clothes, and female clothes are better designed than male clothes are, because males is just about dressing and just getting done with the design so people can buy it. Is quite commercial, but female lines are more playful and joyful. So that's how I was like, now for me, I will pick whatever I like. It's all about what I like. If I like something, I want to get it.
Amazing. And with the touching upon siblings and female world, and have you ever, expressing yourself in fashion, did you have any points of discrimination maybe in Norway, or were you lucky enough to avoid it?
To some extent, it all depends on where I am. Walking on the streets, dressing in flared pants and dressing in female clothes, or having a Serena bag, which is quite female for a normal man. I kind of get to hear it a lot, people thinking that I might be gay, for example, just because I'm wearing certain things that are not normal for them. But for me, I don't really care about it, because like if I get to sleep well, you're the one who get disturbed. To be honest, but within the industry, I'm quite lucky. I've been lucky to not experience something or discrimination till date.
Okay. What was for you, as you travel now quite a lot with fashion, what was the most welcoming city or place where you felt like, oh my God, I blended in so well, I feel great? And what was the maybe more difficult or not so harmonious for your personality?
If I had to pick my favorite city yet, where I even want to move there one day, that would be Paris. I love Paris. And I don't love Paris out of the reasons that most people would say. Actually, I like Paris because of those not really up and coming, but just people trying to express fashion the best with what they have. It kind of reminds me of where I started. Mm-hmm. So those people that I meet outside fashion shows, for example, I love being outside fashion shows. Like if I'm going in, just take a peek outside, look at those people, and I actually get to, or because I started from the same point as they are right now, I really see what they're trying to do. Mm-hmm. And I just love the big ideas, because they're just trying to make a big world out of a small world. And it's really, I love being in Paris, because I just get so much inspiration when I come from Paris. I'm like, wow, I want to try this, I want to try this, I want to do that. Like Paris is just amazing, watching everybody just trying to make something out of nothing. Is like, it's just beautiful for me.
Are you going to Paris Fashion Week?
Not in March, because I'm not really a fan of the female fashion week, to be honest. If Parisians are listening to this, I'm sorry. Because unless there is something really good, or a brand that I really want to work with invites me over there, I'm not going, because the female fashion week is quite commercial and it's quite boring.
Yeah. And with the whole perspective of influencer marketing and working with different brands, there's more demand for influencers.
Yes,
in your perspective,
definitely. I think in the coming future, I'm not a prophet, so I cannot really be sure, but I would say I'm 60% sure that in the near future that influencers will be the new thing, and modeling will kind of be wiped off, simply because of the engagement, where like you can introduce new people in a new way to the brands.
What is your advice, I guess, for some listeners who will be interested in this, people who may be starting their journey on the influencer path? What is your advice to go into that? And if you do,
let me clear my voice.
Yes, get ready for that.
Because now I'm quite harsh about it, actually. Because the thing is, being an influencer, first of all, is not easy at all. So for those who just want to do it for the sake of doing it, I would really not recommend it. To be honest, I would not recommend it. If you're not into what you're doing, if what you do not make time just vanish just because you're doing the thing that you love the most. Don't come into this. If you want to become an influencer, I would recommend you first to ask yourself, why do you want to do this, and also create kind of some goals and some ethics of what you want to accomplish at the end of what you're doing. And if that goal for you is good enough or important enough for you to just make everything vanish, because it's really like you are really working 24/7, you are working like right now I'm working. If I get out of here, the next second I'm working. So my head is always working, and you really get tired doing everything that you have to do, being an influencer. So I would recommend you to kind of create a goal and go towards that goal, and then let influencing not be the main goal, but just a stepping stone towards what you want to accomplish in life.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It was fascinating.
Thank you. And also, I love you.
Oh.
One word, Serena bags. Love them.
Thank you. Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much. It was great.